Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of Legally Brum. Today we are joined by Bal Atwal. Bal is an associate at DLA Piper in Birmingham. He also trained at a firm in Birmingham, Trowers Hamlin. Welcome to Legally Brum.
Thank you for having me.
So, how many training contracts did you apply to before you got Trowers?
5 to 10.
Was it easy to narrow your choice?
Yes, because I wanted to stay in Birmingham and that narrowed down the pool naturally.
What seats did you do during your training contract?
First seat was real estate, followed by non-contentious construction, then back into real estate, and then for my final seat was a split seat between commercial litigation and construction.
Did you ever do psychometric tests, and what advice would you give?
I remember doing them for training contract applications, and it's just all about practice really. I treat them like an exam, so 100% concentration, 100% effort constantly. So yeah, it's practice, it's research, and asking people about them as well.
Personal recommendation is job test prep. You pay like £35 for a year or something, and you just have loads of practice tests.
And if you use the code Legally Brum, you get 10% off.
Just to clarify, you do not. So how did you find the transition from trainee to NQ?
So I enjoyed it. I think once you get to the end of your training contract, you get that sense of real responsibility and you know what it's like to speak to clients directly and really control a matter as well.
In terms of NQ jobs and training contracts, did you make any applications outside of Birmingham?
I only applied to Birmingham firms.
Why Birmingham?
Is it Brummy?
Is that why? Just because you were born and raised here?
I love being in the city, and it has everything I need. There's nothing I can say that's missing from it. Working in real estate, you can see what the future of Birmingham will be.
How much client contact did you have as a trainee compared to what you have now as an associate?
When I trained, the amount of client contact I had was really good. The firm I trained at always encouraged people to go out, meet clients, go to meetings, networking events. So I think from day one I was always comfortable being around clients, being around colleagues.
So how did you go from not having any experience with clients to then starting your training contract and gradually getting experience? Like, did they ease you in, or like literally, like how did that work?
I think it's through life experience really. Through uni I was always involved in society, sports and stuff. Meeting new people was never an issue. It just felt like going to just a new, college, university again. So I wouldn't say it was that difficult. That's why I always encourage people to do things outside of work, because it breaks those barriers straight away. So for example, one of my, I think, best experiences of client contact was when I did a quasi presentation with a senior associate. It was a roundtable event with current clients and future clients where we literally just went through the basics of a contract. I think that was in my first seat, and it just gave me a lot of confidence to be able to do work and actually explain it to someone in real life.
What was your best client?
I've had quite a few, to be honest, because I did 3 contentious seats. I did quite a lot of went to courts and tribunals quite a lot. One thing I've learned throughout my training contract is clients don't want to hear the law. They just want to hear a normal person explaining how things can get done and have a normal conversation with their lawyer.
My best experience was 3 months into my training contract. They sent me to London to sit with counsel that we'd never met before on an inquest hearing with the client, and I was the only person from the firm going, so I was literally completely managing that client relationship by myself for 2 days straight.
It's always better to be thrown in the deep end, because if you're not, you don't feel that pressure.
How can junior lawyers develop and build their reputation?
I think it's just about balancing your day-to-day life. I mean, you can't always go to work, do long hours and go straight home. I mean, you need to go out there, meet people in your profession, really understand what you're doing. I mean, converse with people. Going to different events really just broadens your abilities, because you can't learn everything at work.
Do you have an example of how networking has helped you progress in your career?
Playing sports and organising sports gives you the opportunity to actually meet and interact with people that you wouldn't work with day-to-day in your firm, or even other firms as well. And it just builds good rapport between colleagues.
When you were applying for training contracts, did you ever consider in-house?
Not really, because throughout university and going to law fairs, it wasn't really as advertised and marketed well as private firms.
That's true, actually, because when you go to law fairs, all you ever see is big law firms. You never hear of companies.
Yeah, actually.
Looking back now, like you never see
But then how do we know about
in-house training contracts? I guess that's thinking outside the box, huh?
Actually, no, really.
How did you find out about the National Grid one?
Oh, I found out about National Grid because I was at BPP, and it was Julie, the careers advisor, who emailed everyone and said, I've just heard about this training contract.
Yeah, oh my God, Paul did the same for us at Uni of Law, yeah.
So it's the careers advisors that actually go out and look for these training
in-house
contracts.
Ones, yeah, definitely.
That's how we know about them, but otherwise, they're never at any law fairs.
Exactly.
What do you think private practice offers you that in-house wouldn't offer you?
I think whilst in-house offers the variety, I don't think you can be an expert in any one area because you're doing so much and you have to deliver to your client in so many different areas. Private practice, you're in one department and you're working specifically on certain areas of law. That way you can become a real expert. And I think that's what has the main advantage over private compared to in-house.
I guess with in-house lawyers, they are an expert in that business, and that's what's important to the business, is that they know what they want, and then they're a qualified lawyer, they've got that experience, and then they can deliver for their own client, which is their business.
People say no 2 days are the same. You never know what's going to land on your desk.
Right.
Every day is something new. I think in private practice you have more structure to your training as well.
Yeah.
It's partners that specialise in that field that you can go to, and I just feel you'd get more supervision in private practice than in-house at smaller.
I think it also depends on what type of company you're working for. If you're working for somewhere like Google, your in-house experience is going to pretty much mirror a private practice lawyer. Like, you are going to have that same technical experience. But then if you're working for a really small organisation, then it is going to be too varied, and you're going to be dealing with everything, and then you never get that opportunity to really specialise in one area because you just don't have the time to.
A lot of in-house practices do send their trainees on secondment to their panel firms. If you could change one thing about your training contract experience, what would it be?
It might not be favourable upon everyone, but maybe make it longer. I think when you're in a firm, you always think, oh, maybe I could have done this, or maybe I could have that. Would have been nice just to do that. So that's the only real angle I'm coming at.
Does that mean that you would think 6 4-month seats is better than 4 6-month seats?
Yeah, I prefer a 6 months seat because you get more time with the department, really.
Yeah, I guess 4 months isn't really that long to do in one department.
No.
Because I'm just thinking now, I'm in my 3rd seat and I've done 4 months. I don't feel like I've done enough.
Same, yeah.
Number 1, be resilient. The legal profession is quite difficult at the best of times, so be resilient through anything. Be positive. People love positive energy, and it's infectious. So always see the best things in people, best things in matters, best things in life. So be positive. Number 3, be yourself. People love genuine people, and it's so easy just to follow your passions in life, and people will always support you and believe in you.
Thank you for coming and speaking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
And for everyone watching, we hope you enjoyed today's episode, and don't forget to like,
comment,
subscribe.